eich gyma sori ti maha do Grant Scott yn cydd of gem Aikason os Cwn Hibernian agus wel hwlysing fo Elena Sadiku Kujoch ac dydych gefti beach gyma eich o ffôn Rachel a Haas yn hyfyd ras Rachel hearing from Grant Scott there, of course, a very special occasion for him, 100th match in charge of Hibernian tonight. But is this a good opportunity here against Celtic tonight, given they do have Champions League football on the horizon on Wednesday?
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the best times that you could probably face Celtic. Obviously, coming off the back of last season, we ran them close right at the very end of the season there, so that's still fresh in the minds of a lot of the players. There's obviously new ones came in and been able to see that happen. So, yeah, really looking forward to the fact that it's his 100th game. He'll want to mark it off with a special victory.
He will indeed, Rachel. Thank you so much for now. We'll hear more from you throughout the match in commentary. As well, Mara Hishu on skipping the play live in the Hela. As well, Nashin Nikhil Hugwell. Again, give you a touch, a Gerstas for Shin Hishing. Gurnia Kalish, Alako Henley.
Oren dank gyfeinkel, Paul Cosio eich hwn i'r as, agos Sean Skipian, 3 arich yn as y skipa Elena Sadiku, agos a dwle Chien, Caran Tichwls y fi'n Kelsey Doherty, Chile get yn y pwysht, Chloe Craig, Cwtchach yn ysteg yn Elena Gian, agos Natalie Ross, Chile fi'n y path. Gyhylig ydy sy'n, nhw skipa sy'r ein chwma sy'n gem y gyda gynnau o por ein. Son Hibbs, da arich yw mae'r Grant Scott, mi'n ych ysyn, Lindsay Taylor, yn ysteg, Mian y path, gan nafras gael a fiach yn dy mian y path, gan o'ch o challenge y swringa anoch, agos Eli Adams yn atio, Kathleen McGovern, ha Chien, ach cwmys o'ch gyda'r tosach gyda fengi, fara fel Tegan Bowie y tosach anoch cwtioch. Yn y Sadiku, gem môr a sio, agos nors yn y siŵl o Lithuania, Jylwyn ys yn y gem yn y cwps, yn y Champions League, yn y ban, sli y gyma ffata roch by sy'n. Grant Scott, maar als je een eitje voorgassen, kiet of game ik zit daar schade wie als Cwn Hibbs, maar is bij toch een schöne gorgig, levi fijn doet ik en als ik game zo nog, ja zat legele het nooitje acteur, goed, ik zou de distance, dus Hibbs als een eentje strappachakjes in de palavantij, Celtics na eentje avesjachakjes en is legele het alles Tsjech, Kerkel. Is y gêm Gishal yn santosh ych hwn oes gybristiad ymach as na cercil asyn. Agus G gyman a siar na fai bec yn hechgyn ar y fesyn y sio mae gydig. Ar y fai G lefadjan. Fisger bria fawn ffawr ac yn y sio. An yna drwy yn och agus bechor cwtioch i'ch syn. Ys y gêm cwtioch. Eich yn och Mark Daly. Agus si Hibbs a dolwch y gêm cydol. Eli Adams hannig van het pingi. As jem ve yedig en uit op een mare hoe het huil maar yedig heeft. Koi kunjani je win je kat de shin. As dash fat de eerste shoei. Trippeltje naar de vietje. Zitten een zes en een gaai. Adams could jem katol. Dash go Siobhan Hunter. As Papadopoulos Savina's gaan er nu. As Kelly Clark le music gemak crew je shin. Id Adams had the facal in the lot. It's a welcome to the game kind of challenge, isn't it, that one?
Yeah, start as they mean to go on, isn't it? I mean, the ball's there to be won. Both players are trying to go for it, and unfortunately, Eli Adams has came off worst. 30 seconds into the match and player down already. It's not what you want to see.
Yes, Adams said that dream cheedig. Fine, pick te goed. Pick trippels toch een hurp en zomaar hagen dat Clark chin tron a goal, I guess Gafakel a lot. And this is the last thing that Hibs would want, given that Kathleen McGovern is not 100% presumably they're just saving her for maybe the last half hour, but they'll want Eli Adams to get up and continue if possible.
Yeah, certainly. I think over the course of a pre-season, Eli has been kind of nursing a little ankle injury, so she got back on the pitch, doing really well, gets her first start tonight. This is the last thing that she'll certainly want, so she'll be doing everything possible to get up on her feet and carry on.
And in terms of the game plan, I don't think Grant Scott really went into it in too much depth there when we talked to him about Lindsay Taylor coming into midfield. It's looking like he's trying to maybe crowd that area, make it difficult for Celtic there and push them maybe down the flanks a bit more.
Yeah, I think when you look at Celtic's overall play, they tend to want to go through the middle. Their best players play high and in the middle of the park, so they're always looking to try and find Amy Gallagher and Karstens as well. So I think it's to try and snuff that out, force them down the sides, because we believe in the abilities of the back line to be able to deal well with the crosses.
Wel, a coint na siarad yn Neil Adams a'i ddasio y casan. Agus ys yna naw, diolch god, na path gyhys ffain. Gêm y cymol y dol, as y hwn ys y drastach bi i ddasio yn ys conol dding. Celtic iddo fawl y Jenny Smith. Dash go Caitlin Hayes ha iddo fi cho cwtmach sy'n gemich yn sy. Da hyl cwtmach yn yrys yn gemich yn eitr y dasgyd. Iadych iddo Hibs pwng gyhorch for Celtic iddo Hayes yn y chai. Dwi'n gwybod asgyd da fi lys yn mwyn diog ydrych mae gyda gyda'n y gronch o'r y lig. Gallagher, basio fi a Cibs. Nys y fa, Cibs ac yn omsiwn. Diw yn y dan Celtic. Hayes gael ag Jenny Smith a clich barach as y driach ga sy'n mae'r gybig ydd cliach na path gysach ystys y fi'n far y rosyn nas clechtiw gyffaith gyda'r fe y carts. Roedd Craig i hwyd y fe ffennish chwtmach y le gêm a gyda'i fe sy'n yn o'i Glasgow City agos sio bal math cwlw i lein y Murphy Agnew ystydra Cyd Chorams yn Celtic agos y brachach sŵas Drew Havelig a fawn gyw fe yn Clachers. Flag was up, Rachel, but as an early warning for Hibs that Murphy Agnew has the pace to get in behind that back line.
Yeah, that's one of the threats of Murphy Agnew, isn't it? She's got the technical ability, but also that timing of her runs, just slightly offside on that occasion, but you can see the pace that she's got, and I think Erin Clachers does really well there. She doesn't know that the flag's going to go up, and she stands big and tall.
Drew Havelig of Anvil Clachers, so the Isad vote Glasgow City is on the sace and sit. Ewlosgilio ar eichysio. Coig Chichtel yn eichio, Godi Glasgow City. Cyra Grant, fain i chi a tŵygs, fa Gallagher ystych i the cool ship. Abby Ferguson le sŵw, Caron Lac a torch of wyliad as the Chloe Craig. We see Ashworth Clifford, the Ramuyi. Steiko na Union a Perichin Karstens. Signet Karstens a clwch i bican a stein Matilde bican a sacha there of Dora. He's fiach yn defain sŵw sach Mickey McAloney, Rash, dyn y cynach na chaingach yn y leine. Smith, Fedi, Glosit. Karsten sydd asiach. Smith, tarsing yn mwyn Clachers agos ydi is lawan gyma safolch. Another good acquisition for Grant Scott this summer. Clachers coming from Glasgow City where she had so much experience, 5 titles, played in the Champions League. Exactly the kind of person you want between the posts.
Absolutely. You want somebody that knows the league and knows the players, and Erin certainly does that. I think she's far too good a goalkeeper to be someone's second choice, so we're very lucky that we've got her in, and hopefully now she can kick on. She was feeling a little bit of an ankle injury from pre-season, so yeah, now that we've got her back between the sticks, it's only positive news.
Hibs ga hokal van a chŵl, agos Hunter Idash got Erin Clachers. Ellis Notley. Skipper Hibs. Gaan die bal vatten gelijk zoals Lindsay Taylor. Lee Ross. Ashworth Clifford de eerste bal trash in het koelige lijn. Agnew til Troyes Hunter. Diolch fijn aan de naam. Maya Christie. En zoals McAloney de eerste Christie lent Laura zoals de lijn naar bal. Ichje had ik jaar McCunniff. Grant. Go Adams. Kelly Clark is skiplach ach bal karan brasa dashko Kelsey Doherty ha jelik this Grant ga chwmal dol to Hibs Colony fashki leini dufal yechan di ein tarsi mazurin yi as ging de bal lig alle macht Jenny Smith jech de vliegje steef er Frank Karsten said pass a vliegje so is go pure Matilde Smith, Idash. Doherty, maar als je de vijfje in de maagse, je nog klik het de waarheid Celtic kijk je goed wat Kelly Clark, Tarsinko, Craig, Gary Ashworth Clifford, al zo is de lijnen. Stacey Papadopoulos, vegen de keer, maar goed maar die, hij is, je nog een jaar aan de bouwlijn vallen, klik het dan in Australië, in het Henry. Het bal natuurlijk ja schön van Natalie Ross. Papadopoulos tollig jerdelijk al de mag. Le Ross Rash as a skipper noch. It's game more achgessen noch hergein chekiert nie. Lithuania now coops and motions maybe trying shin gintra favor as here the horse Jeravi Champions League na ban. Hunter Coloni Jerk goedje geweer de grote in Hoshach Bailey Adams. Signe Carsons le hele het lijn trade deze ik het en tanach. Clark goedje 3 keer of game je nu op een je zegt ze ga. Agus hebstal is je dag Paul Wakelich en klikt aan Celtic at je goed. Zijn worsten had de blue går onder de bal stevig in een paadje. He's Murray, Natalie Ross fine ik is about the Asha Cubs. Cara Grant Glush for Hearts, Tarsing Balagan agent. Be Kirsten Riley, the Ashes on a Dara tourist at the club. Stewie Fakel, Crystal Palace the downrig. Tarsing the bal gema larger the gema Colonia gain for smach Grashko Christie. Daar says and my Christie a Cubs shoot most of the brain. Coloni, fine pick and pucht the Gallagher, as Femi go Ashkan Olena Gian, Ganotli. Hunter, Fiachan Balwar, the drop section first the Hayes. You check the Shane, I see the Hibs. Both sides enjoying plenty of possession in the early stages, Rachel, but just not making that breakthrough as yet.
Yeah, you can see the early intent from Celtic. They're quite happy to keep it along the back line until they see an opening. They can maybe fire the ball through to Murphy Agnew, who's trying to stretch the Hibernian back line. So you know their tactics. It's just whether or not Hibs can manage that at the back. But certainly when Hibs get some good controlled possession, you can see them starting to build through the phases.
Maar zo Hibs le Coram Paulo with G the gesteiko or the books Celtic. As the Shays bin ik hier Val Senior. Karstens it fall Avis Natalie Ross Nasache Suez Safat Natalie Gachumala Senior Craig you come on Sulation Abby Ferguson Puchtig with Craig Sheila Pash to be Celtic naar de Vijna pocket. You can see the Hibs are quite happy to let Celtic have the ball here, but as soon as it goes into the midfield, the press is on straight away and they're trying to force errors.
Yeah, they certainly look like they're allowing Celtic to have it, as you say, in the back line, but as soon as it comes into the midfield and they start to try and play through the lines, that's when they're quick on the press and they're trying to force it down the sides. You can see Celtic are always trying to go down through the middle, down the channels, so the more that Hibs can get it out the sides, the better.
Hibs account to sound sur the patient about like Celtics had they got Tarsing and Voksa. Papadopoulos got Jesus Gagnere the Ish. Upset Hanicha get the shane. No, Caitlin Hayes and the Penasachu. You had to have when you Voksa Kibs. Macaloni the Fakel in the lot. Katie Dashko Casson. With the Chateau Jackasachai Kuchakano to open a mat. McGovern does 3 years. A little range in the Kibs. Hoshach game nog, kijk, Hoshach de Wingy. Ferguson, tossing the pathkit. Go Hunter. Grant. Shinderata Hoshach Christie kita. Da skipper Karen Kuth. Kafak de gele, duge gele machen me in the pathkit. Jamie Smith tarsing away in a giant. I guess Trevor Clark, well, it's Mooney here, the good two village, I made the hell good tarsing co Craig. Tilda Carson's Duval, the thick up, Ashworth Clifford. Gallagher. Jenny Smith le corn ball trach y dystau agus Iemig Siobhan Hunter rwtig yn ein ydych sy'n agus yn o'r sy'n erin clachar sy'n toca le fwy. That touch there from Siobhan Hunter, I think, was vital to take it away from Murphy Agnew. Yes,
it was, and that's Siobhan's bread and butter all day. She loves that type of crosses coming in where she can go and attack it. But for me, Celtic are moving the ball really well. They're using the width of the pitch extremely well. They're getting players moving off, and you can see it's going to be a tough shift for Hibs tonight to try and keep them close.
Hunter, Ishal, so Scott Christia, then Steichtje van a Gleeg. Je gaat de pick and room, a Kruge. Yes, Kirsten Riley and Norsen with the leak out. Yes, Kafak at Hibs again, a good Ashkatol. Karen Dillico, Abby Ferguson. With ein for Smachen is Fichen defined Suez Olena. Followed by Ashford Clifford, Agus Craig. Ach. Putting ye ball ein tarsing. Maybe this the Partick Thistle, Grisham Days and a high. She had her like is hushing shin close at the go Hibs. And early Kishaw the Dayson. He had her, the end of Dayson, Kichera. The new club for a roy, the is it. Partick Thistle, he had Lag and Dayson. Yakahoon. Fuitsnach, die is voor Celtic een goed geen game. Wat ik een sluitig, ik niet is het. Sidney Carson zei, bal Howell, Adams gars voipen, Grant, Carson Sadash, de coole kata, Pierre Pure, Matilda. Is Jenny Smith Suri de Howell, sin voor de bal dat al. Je denkt dat we moeite kata, Jenny Smith de fijn schachet. Maya Christie, Macaroni. Ga Kuchachu, agus a China Machla Shaval, Jew Huichevo, Macaroni. As Kelly Clark Tollage Shina, Hidrach Gemache Deval. Sadiku Gatchach toch en a Kuchachu skip Achkisha, Levy, Durin Hui the Garichin, Snif Ko Garichin, Ian Havor as Kachkem, Machchuch, the 3 Garichin, noch Kisha. Ashford Clifford, Garrigus Day. A Cleach na Pathia Chadish, the Runahu, Ashach, got the dirt. The Ish game, the Chlichak came Karan Maul at Yahoo. Hayes, Yachandi, Agnew, Troya Chadish, Hunter, is Shinale. Zit er heen is Kirsten Riley. Want de dopper gestoos Adams. Ze gaan door een Yisha Gumalestay. Quite cagey at the moment, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think every time Hibernian seem to get the ball back, they can't seem to make it stick for longer than 2 or 3 passes. So they need to find a way to try and gain solid control of possession. But for me, Celtic are looking good when they're on the ball. That's without really penetrating yet. Everything seems to be in around the halfway line without really trying to threaten to go in behind. So, yeah, I think things will likely step up as the game wears on, but for now, it could go either way.
You're looking at Ashford Clifford there. She's cutting infield a lot. If she went outside the way, it would cause more of a problems for the Hibs back line.
Yeah, which is something we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing her going down the outside, but for some reason today she started off by drifting across the pitch and trying to influence the play on the inside. For me, I would like to see her try and go down the outside and see if she's got the beating of Stacey Papadopoulos.
Look at that Sassanach at Tasha Khumar, the decency. Groen Hurl Marha. Die is toch van een weinig. Laten find Chimichel uit Maya Christie drops it. Tilde Carstens. Die is gaan Lurigi ein Ashko Gallagher. Balchen de Water Hoshach. En dan klik je dan een Hibs mee aan de paadje. Signe Carstens. Het komen zich een perich en zo. Urpeniach in Bewaster. Ga ik al lopen gemaakt. Juval Kimmishach. Shachat de Papadopoulos. Ashford Clifford. Die is hier toe. Echt je kijkt als she is. Abby Ferguson. Fiechan de Plistile Kafak. Yes, McAlooney. I guess what took division vote. Jenny Smith. Sakiat Harshwi and again. And I don't know that she needed to do that, Rachel, because I think she was catching up with her enemy, but she pushes her over and it's a clear yellow card.
Oh, it's a clear yellow card, yeah, and I think that's what Michaela McAlooney gives you. She gives you that drive and that impetus to go forward, and she's very smart there. She knows she just has to get her body across Jen Smith, and she's going to get taken down and take the foul. Because as you say, I do think Jen Smith had the beating of her in pace if she just ran up alongside her, but it's a good counter-attack from Hibs. They've won the ball back in a good area and found the space to exploit.
Nu is het eerst zich geld en een gachke. Had ik wat praten, zo heb ik een winnetje en als je Paul trapse, Rawate, het hasje geriest. I guess putting Kirsten Riley fine ikke. Neil Doncaster. Altof ik het SPFL, misschien nu ja, kan de game nog. Ja, ik palen zo'n games toch een smoe. Jetonig, pikken wientje. Rashorn, ja, aan de bal was goed. Hayes. Smith, je ze weer de 5 keer een islische garswoeien in de hoek al. Sean Hunter, een kienjach, de zinnen van de goede Asko Klachers, Kafak, Godorische. Murphy Agnew, I guess Forstanach had the Vistja, Matilda Carstens, I guess who the hell is Notley, follow that. We were singing the praises of Erin Clackers, Rachel, but just dwelt on this a bit too long and it was almost calamitous for Hibs at the back.
Yeah, I think she's maybe underestimated how quick she really is, because she's shut her down very quickly there. Hibs have got away with one.
Chloe Craig, le Bauwart, is de jacht, wel haar waard en Hayes, I guess, en Clacker said this Hayes is in call, I guess, well, she's been involved plenty in the early stages there in Clackers.
She is, she's brave there, she's coming to get the ball, and I think it might be our own defender that's kind of pushed Caitlin Hayes into her and just absolutely clattered her, but luckily both players are okay and able to carry on.
Riley, Blistich, Lou, Viviana Pathkes and Hibs, a Khadisha, Amy Gallagher, a Ash, and a Keenach nach a Gishit, Nasachis, Kirsten Riley, going to son, Cogan to give me and a Pathke, game and Kumal at all. You see in a fast, Karen Kunjach, me and a Pathke, Riley has the Lars, the game and Kumal at all. Yes, look at the Kibs, the lot, just getting a bit tasty in the middle of the park here.
They are, and it always seems to be the Hibernian girls that are coming off worst. We'll see this one again. I think, yeah, it's just rolled over the back of her heel just as she slid in there. She has won the ball in the first instance, just a bit of a follow through, completely accidental.
Well, I think the Kirsten Riley Gilshin Gorst, I guess, yeah, the Ashkin and Muringi Kumal at all. Scott Geary, Coram, to the corner, shouldn't click it then for the game at the start. Lindsay Taylor. Clinton Voy Gallagher got the Vinnicky ball. Grant Scott will be fairly happy with the way his team have started the first 20 minutes or so.
I think he will, yeah. I think you come here knowing that Celtic are going to come at you and they're going to create chances. It's just about nullifying those chances that they do get, and so far they've managed to do that to a certain extent. There've obviously been a couple of scares here and there, but I think he will be relatively happy of how the first 20 minutes have gone.
Skill na straie san ásin bó Tilda Carstens it in a castan ag mai Christy a chapurin Joprach as go Amy Gallagher va jachan de fine ikke da de vokse ja Selena Sadiku gal nu chorum chach gedach de machen a click it aan I guess Cord Haas go with Kirsten Riley me and a pathke another good acquisition Rachel during the summer 2-year contract so it with the likes of McGovern and Riley it gives Grant Scott a chance to try and build something again over the next couple of years.
Yes, it does, and I think the recruitment's been really good so far. Certainly in this last year, I think we've obviously lost a couple of key players as well, but to recruit the players that we have, I think it's very, very good. It's girls that know the league and know the team, rather than bringing in unknowns that are taking a little bit of time to settle and get used to the league. So yeah, they've been excellent additions, and I think you can see by the start that we've had to the season that things are looking good.
Kirsten Riley, Vinnicky Kuchpanen, Neravayak, Hibs, Nastraja, Masjechi, Shiesa Hassing, Bristol City, Snors, Narashko, Rangers for the Vinnicky League. Mission all the Skiliora, Kisha, Miana Pathke, Son Hibs, Rose Riley, Shaw Kuchach. I guess Tosca that Celtic Nalagense. Well, actually, a Jew Kuchach and Kinam Kakinia J. Lava, and Bashaw La with Jock Steen. Phone call of a Shinko Elsie Cook, a crack of food at Hiet Yam, a Huche, and a path get him fair, a path get Celtic or Yam Yorkbach, I guess Shinagosca Doris, the son, Paul Caution a band, and a Nolapico either vote. So, Tau Machine vote Signa Carsons. Game Fema Hida, Jach Lassid, Rutikin of Hudis. Nahenia. Paring Rashish in a carton, say Streedy Taylor, Hatchinamach, Lishaval, is a Pia, Gabby Ferguson, Royan Cartuvi, Macoloni is Adams, say Kumalatol, I guess, Stochanach Bishin a Royan Pair. Hayes Machko, Jenny Smith, I guess, Vahua Disha, Hashfuyashin, Anjika Tukilichuk. Nas feitje dat is willen kloeien. Craig, Stekko, Matilda Carstens. Die is, dat is geen alleen het Gian, geen je Royan McCunniff. Macoloni. Grant. En is Christietje en Maat, fijne stuk aan de boxes game met Jenny Smith. Fijne dasje. En is Forster nog de Wischef Doherty. Go the box it. Good break again from Hibs. Maya Christie doing well, and good recovery from Jenny Smith.
Yeah, it's a really interesting battle out there on that side. Maya Christie and Jen Smith, they're very much alike in terms of their athleticism. So they're able to get up and down the pitch all day long, and they'll certainly be able to match each other for pace.
Yes, well, Siobhan Hunter, Kiri Vuja Dash, Hanika Dash, Kikayu, Adams, Femach Taich, Kimi and a Pathke. Kirsten Riley, Idash, Kluche, was het zuur snel. Die is de Nieuwchak staat again. Chorus leeg sliet van een geertley, haast de verder zich geert hul. Papadopoulos, die is chat, Chloe Craig leegsin. Sigma Carstens. Die is haar roem, Kilora show ik nu klikt aan Gianach. Sevilla nella gefurste, er is Tilda Carstens zeg hij dansen vallen van noodleeg. Moesten is never gehad kunnen staan, en er goed weer komen dat al. Paul Ladashke, Carsten, Chloe Craig. De Coram, go uit in de klikt aan, kan gloedje maken die is Ashworth Clifford. Papadopoulos, Jenema, en door is daar, hoe is Craig en Ocean de Levolley. En de kraan nog verschillend al zeggen. This was Cornell Kilioris and Erin Clackers. Chloe Craig always has an eye for goal, and I'm not sure this was going to be on target, but Erin Clackers had to deal with it anyway.
No, it was probably on her weaker side, so she was probably concentrating more on just making a connection with it rather than trying to get any sort of power in behind it.
Oh, Sean Merach is cool, but Clark, I guess, Doherty for a line, I guess, Gabonach Jachshinishjach. Oh, it was absolutely the right idea. Mistake from Kelly Clark. Illy Adams saw Kelsey Doherty off her line, and that wasn't far away. She should have probably done better there.
Yeah, it's so unlucky to see it go the wrong side of the post. I think she's capitalised on the mistake here. You can see it just, she tries to nick it. She looks up really early, and it's always curling away, unfortunately, for Illy Adams.
Oh, she'll fash session of the here in the tool. Ashford Clifford. Fiach in the goal. And the race drop sele. Apodopoulos Shias alive cleat. Dolamacha the shade of a muy. Paul Nasher Tarsing. Giliora Kibs the Ashka Steel to the Skita. As Adam said, Jenna fear that. Jehuma like it. I guess Karamish gonna click it and a cool look. It's been an even contest as we expected, Rachel, but just lacking that spark, that goal that would really set the game alight.
It has, yeah. I think, as you say, it's just that little bit of quality in that final third area that's just letting both teams down. I think Hibs are probably struggling a little bit more than Celtic to get into that area, so when they do come, they need to make the most of these situations. They've had a couple of free kicks that have kind of went a little bit wayward. But as you say, Celtic with the lion's share of possession without really doing anything much with it so far.
Die is chat daar check je goed. Ze is Hibs. Vijgen de verder gehaald. Grantska. Wel, genielijk hebben je daar checken. Hoort zeggen de Ashford Clifford. Klisha Paul de stukkel. Juvalco Agnew. Vijgen de jarige dash. Matilda Karsten zeggen ze hadden de precaution. And the danger here for Hibs that it brings Caitlin Hayes into the equation, and so often she has been the difference in these games.
Yeah, it does. I think you try to avoid giving away corners when you're coming up against the likes of Caitlin Hayes. But let's not forget, they've also got Kelly Clark, Chloe Craig in their side. So there's a lot of aerial threat there from Celtic. If they can get the deliveries right and time their runs, then Hibs could be in a lot of trouble.
Shin Drew, the be at the camera, the gal, Kadich, Ashford Clifford, Nisha Bowlich and Tarsing. Shachate Hulutinje, Shiako, Natalie Ross, that you Hayes, here in the eye of Ashik, I guess. Had to go prediction, maar we got the Kiri with Celtic. Signe Carson's got Pure, Matilda. Was it the follow of Macaroni? Tegen die Poorgeljag got Odne Paatke, Carson's Genema, Genoa Slee, Tarsing of Oaks, Carl Shaw, Bristol, Idashka Chloe Craig, Giliort de Voek en a Kibs as a Rad, Gallagher, Gafuchte Gemachadish, got Ashford Clifford. Bal de lijn vallen als je Cara Grant hoe de count gaan zien. Ross, Kiri Duma was een shot. Caitlin Hayes had voor de goeie, zag hij de goede de stuit. Hij gezegd, de Porsche, Elaine Veel, Duval. Caitlin Hayes voor de gek. Gansje in de vaart. Zat ik eens zeggen zo, op je Zaske nog zijn zien. He's vegan die wat ik in de groeg gedrapt zit. Paul Tarsing en Klagers de fijn allowing it. I guess the notion and dara Pachina State. Natalie Ross, Dash, Chloe Craig and is kind the Hayes could try it. I guess game of Klagers. Chinamach, I guess Jelik this. She had to come out and deal with that because Caitlin Hayes was threatened to get into the back post again.
Yeah, she's been really sharp, Erin Klagers. I'm loving her performance so far, other than that early little mistake she made. She's been really brave and really commanding of that 6-yard area. She's came and dealt with everything that's came her way so far, so that's only going to grow in confidence as the game goes on.
Celtic's toch fast on the mission of the minute and Vegeta Kita. Yes, and listen de bal dat Amy Gallagher de vier in de gloedje. Hoe kan je te Maya Christie skippelig uit je goed. Naver is groei kamer zit Agnew getraaid. Gallagher de eerste de val. Yes. Pass to the Shecheren. Hibs clever triplers got Payne and Ocean. Jenny Smith. Tarsing gaan goed. Ashford Clifford in the volley. Ach, Giedag. Geprodig Klagers. En is hem ach. Good effort on the volley, but always comfortable.
Yeah, it is. It's a difficult one to take when it's looping over your shoulder like that, to try and control it as well as get some power behind it. I think she's just trying to guide it back into the area and try and cause some problems.
Natalie Ross is in the map. This is follow by Gish. I guess just coast to the valve. Try it. Yes, just Karam can the father Game visit father nwyn a fatha noch gwlai yn y fias, mae'n troes yn o'i Spartans. A is hysio sy'n ac Cedwydd yn Fisgit. Well, hey, that's the lot, Kirsten Riley. Saw it earlier, take a knock, Rachel, and she's on the floor again with the same problem. And I would imagine Grant Scott now faces a decision between now and half time, if not right now.
Yeah, it's not like Kirsten to go down unless there's something seriously wrong. I think it was the same ankle in the first game of the season, just towards the end of that game, and she rolled her ankle, and she was struggling from that. So it might be a recurring injury here. You can see she's trying.
There's only so much tape you can put on an ankle.
She's trying to tape it up as best she can, but I believe they've sent Tegan Bowie out just to get warm, to be ready. They might give her a go, but if not, then Tegan will certainly be more than ready to come on and probably just shift Michaela McAloney back into the centre midfield.
She's ruin you again. I think Kirsten Riley is on Kumalora. Grant Scott's meurach yn narach o iemes a iano a Brindy McAloney ieme close at the steg yn y fian. Yes, I think Grant Scott chach a fedd I chach gydach yn y physio. Tegan Bowie ysgynio niam blach y sŵas ysyn cod I Shannon Leishman. Cosach yn ôl go cliecht yn padge. I think Alicia Joe nach cwmol a dolach sy'n cheist I lic y manager le. Yes, at the swinging in our Hibernian, I guess Fats at the Gianushin, Lenny game of third. Tegan Bowie, Yvag Celtic, Stivushiko, Hibs, Giliorle, Kelly in it at the dasket by the Fat Ganoch. Just a blister, Ruyam Kuchak. Adams. The Sparachmianek Papadopoulos fine condition at Ashford Clifford. Kirsten Riley at Ash Conleving. Some big endinch in Illick you of Falaki and Vraki every the Nurp and the Shin Café goal yet. Little Ross Fiachan the Paul Trach, the cool Galina G and Agnew. Here's Blischjako Karstens, I guess. Putting your grey mind, the shin, but it's sat up nicely for a Rachel.
Yeah, I think her eyes lit up on that one, especially when you see the goal that she scored at the weekend against Aberdeen. You can just envision her rifle in the back of the net there, but she just doesn't quite catch it right, and it came off worse for her.
Click it down, Hannig, for Fortuna Choring, Sedan Vark, if I were coach it. Lena Sadiku Kuchuk call the do it, not a vatna pocket. Kelly Clark a fine bro condition of Hoshachad Adams. Ross. There's no motion ball through over Gallagher. Cad Shachati, Ciara Grant. Ferguson, the Ish Hanaisha Soccer with the Val. Gallagher ka Gutcha Ashwood, but Signe Carstens. Celtic fiach the came again a hochkrige shees the eerste in the flickers in the shower or Ashford Clifford the gears on a vowel the money do so pick and room mechach Kelly Clark a kind to do villa Gallagher fiach the Smith the gestoos away nach Haji shin St. Jelic this Docherty adult on a live yesh. Clark. Gallagher a tune like a mat, a pick and the herring at Asher Shin by Fadach and Karo, a reach of the Licklish game at all. Ciara Grant, Licorum, Adams of Troya, Kelly Clark, Ed Ash, good Docherty Kata. Yes, Femi, he's the god Ash. I guess. Minutes in the machine of that, Union. Haast, can you call us give a lunch a Union a skippy and a shuttle? Gain het heulen, toch een goede toshach. Voor Craig, Chinamachas leertje heen, Suesco, Matilda Carsons. Droch wal geta. Ashworth Clifford, dat Carsons in de vinnige dash. Ashworth Clifford, Nurin gefijn, Chimikel, Papadopoulos, heeft in een room geheen, Nishtje took al, Paul van de Goe, hij is gegrokken gedash, is de Moloch gedien. En geschechat gesaveltjach. But again, Rachel, alarm bells at the back for Hibs, and if Hayes could have knocked that across the goal, there was a player, Murphy Agnew, waiting to knock that in.
Yeah, it's like it's a tactic of Celtic. As soon as Lucy Ashworth Clifford gets the ball on the left-hand side, it's almost a trigger for Caitlin Hayes just to get on her bike and get into the box. She knows the deliveries are going to come. It's just whether or not she can get a good connection on it. On that occasion, it just drifts over the bar. But I think I heard somewhere during the week that one of the stats is that Caitlin Hayes was the 3rd most attempts on goal this season so far, which is it's astonishing for a centre-half, to be honest. But that's the threat that she poses in the Celtic team.
Kajera, is het daar in het tachertje, Kirsten Riley, de goal get, Tegan Bowie, Ed Nahatje. Is een kielige aardige gemene paardje, Macaroni, iets in een stuk en een V1 pick-up. It's a change that doesn't really upset the Hibs balance too much. Macaroni can come in one, and Tegan Bowie always poses a threat down that left-hand side.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people looking at the squad tonight would have been questioning why Tegan Bowie wasn't starting in the first place. You can see why when in the terms of how Hibs have set up in this first half. But yeah, certainly it's a big loss, first and foremost, to have Kirsten Riley going off the park. She's a big physical presence in this team. But as you say, to bring on a player like Tegan Bowie, who's always got that threat of going in behind and taking players on 1v1, it just allows Michaela Macaroni to come more into her natural position in the middle of the park and cause problems.
And up could the game with Ashkedos, Femi Natalie Rosavi, Feikelach, Lishna, you see an anchor the Shach, really Bowlach Haniki, stay of cool, look at the Kibs. He's Scott Smith here too, Katushka Snock, stay in the park, go Ross to have a Krog, Adash Savinach. Boy Craig. Ashka Doherty, Paul of Aikiri. Craig Grocka there, Ashworth Clifford, Gaina Sacha Matilda Carsons. Pick and room, a shot. Nuringi Praga, Ashworth Clifford, the Vamugi, Stu A. Vuipisha. Dolsteg and Vox and Notly McKenny, Paul Tarsing, I guess Shachata the Hulatinia, I guess a mach. She looks the likeliest player to create, well, at least create the opening for Celtic. That was another good ball just across the face of the goal. Yeah, the quality that she's got on that left foot of hers is just incredible. You don't want to be giving her too much space and time, like on that occasion. She just gets her head up and she delivers always, 9 times out of 10, delivers the ball into an excellent area for her teammates to go and attack. Adams, the issue in a mat, Clark in the dream. I guess I'm watching the fiach and define gonna Dara Paulach. He's Boergelech give Kulu Clark. Stay gonna cook Minach and Magidig in a heat late. Has the fear that she heat out. Nice ball, Dulich Yashinbo. Ashworth Clifford. Chihuahua Hoshachid Murphy Agnew. شيء Adams تحرك شو شيخ طرقتها he's gehorge mach van goed Juval Suez go Agnew I guess Carson Karan in the sal and Shinach Yivi gaan avoid Ashworth Clifford in the cool misschien bal op daar dat asje ga je wel Chimical Papadopoulos I guess gaan foster that was neither a cross or a shot. That's the 1 time out of 10 that she doesn't put it into the area. Tegan Bowie le Coram Rui Uzi in a Giannic Celtic in issue. Signa Carson's vechen die mile gedare. I guess Jenna Kilioris and a bowlers Rui pick can help. Gallagher. 3 minutes into gún avasach idacal. Craig le Ashford Clifford. Yes, Carson's fiechan die eine dash kus kafak ar stocha. Notley. Could een piet clackers agus die is gape bal ber dashje. Signa Carstens. So is Natalie Ross. Ciara Grant, Jenna die is Miana Pathkes and Hibbs. McAloney. Point Catchaville. Bowie. Daar skip ik kintig wie de Tsjechen te boeien mee aan de paadjes. Amy Hayes golasaas en kan ongehooglijk gezien is de eerste in Celtic. Hayes, Chelney, Laney, Duval, Kainson Gallagher, Smith. Dat zo is alleen een gebouw in de golmach. Dat is de vliegje there. And a couple of minutes away from half-time, you'd imagine that Grant Scott would be the happier of the two coaches, maybe?
Yeah, probably. In terms of quality on the ball, you would think that Celtic have edged it marginally. However, the tactics seem to be working for Hibs at the moment. They're stifling Celtic's attacks, which will probably start to frustrate them as the game wears on, because you know, Elena Sadiko, she has high standards for her team. You can see at the weekend she wasn't happy with her performance, albeit they came away with a 4-0 win. So she'll be expecting more from her team in the second half.
Yes, I game more Shinachke Chikietnya. It's the Champions League. Bishini the Ninjan Kuchak. Lena Sadiko meer gecheisje te raden, zijn goedje dan echt. Maar nou is nog bijtalletje. Gewoon een kleurige de wingie goed is schönarig. Agus Abby Ferguson, dat je te bemoeien boksen wat terug te gaan om ons moeien. Maar wat, je pas je was aan. Toen ik er al reeds de dosje het kogen en gillen, zeg het toch. Balwaar, Tarsing, Ferguson een fijn nut de dagelijke dat je aan Ashford Clifford de van met je goed zo die maar kun je terug te gaan bij Clifford gedaan. Dus Kelsey Docher tegen je morgen in de weg die Jano wacht. Hij de Jano is aan Celtic je gewoon komen en ik niet de shot. Ach, scheep de Bosch aan jou te Hibs. Ciara Grant. Grant, dus je Bosch aan je gaat jiedig. Kevin Carstens. Zo ik trouwens Abby Ferguson. Sanisha Cormac, Ashford Clifford toch. Fijn zoals de lijnen, bal voor Agnew Ichke. En is bal tra, Tarsing, Countess en Caitlin Hayes daar al zo zeggen ze die is zo tegen Bowie zo gemaakt goed te maken hoort je vallen boeien. Geen minuutje te goed je waardig gewerkt ik je de gegeerd le. Tegen Bowie je een machine of winning is in erg. En dan bij Giannishin, kijk like Jenny Smith. Ashford Clifford hier die traag. Femi Chinadasje de hand. Carstens, McCunny, Matilda Carstens. Je gaat de fijn Chimical Grant. Han door in je Shinigiano. Chill dat zeg Grant. Kutsmach. Miana Pathkes aan Hibs de eerst. Celtics toch gepoegtere leeuw. Je vijfende je heel Kutsmach gaan. Minuten Kutsmach is aan Hibs. Vijfende. Toen ik hier gefijn was en ik steek leeuw. Je kunt heel gauw. Smith le Paulisha. Legus Farafos. Legus de dash aan de lauwen en klakkers. Maar toen ik Murphy Agnew. Geroisje de gie het heel lijn. Paul Tarsing evokse. Voor Jenny Smith. Agus hoe die zoeken. Agnew gaat was toch het chukkelje or zoeken. Agus vuurgoed te geren klakkers de dash Farafos. Agus na lauwen. Agus shin gevast aan Celtic de ene tool. Is het daar een minuut te goede waardig kijk. Jedig geet le. Puchtig. Dat is de dream. Shin voor Tilda Carstens. Agus Shin caramel at the Hibs. Is Taylor. Fiachan de picken. Orlich. Slachtenstoch a gut. Hunter. Gidach go ceann Chloe Craig a túdí suag a bheith gíriad ach Ashford Clifford túmda go skillal Falaboabi Ferguson ach an húrsan na gíri tí sa chóda Matilda Carstens hanain chun sin sa tárúne ag Ellis Notley skipplacha. Chursadíis Gamas of Adams. He's stay the cool look in a keenach. Why you want smack of the nerve play count. Gallagher. Agnew Gairi Tra, Agus Ganyan. He's the Puktik Suez. Ashford Clifford Suri, Thusa, Karsten Savian, Agus Rini, Puchter is get, Reichach Baul. Big a chluchiste, no, bangje de volley, agus vi Hibs de vi aan de driplach. Ju jemme de vi, see Ashford Clifford de die Stu Vowle van Agnew. Agus giech de gaal de volley, agus maar am kraar ni pikken te wuchter is get. Agus toch gereschen. Kada me jede gekiesen as ik het le. 3 minuten kili de goeie waardig de werking. Hibs is aan een goemal Masuringai, zo'n chicken na daakal. Koloni strijden goemaliste, Edeval, Giannishin. Notion dat al Tarsen kan uitlezen, je mag zien gemaakt. Ik als je vaak je bouw like Ashford Clifford, Ferguson, die gaan de geloos het skippelte. Maar je shin, een goedje met jedig, je niet hier het le, verder wel taal je bouw de wiek skippen Agnew het al vast kan dan nu niet waardig. Ik jedig hier het le, shin het ash voor de vast, shin gevast als Celtic in de goal. Is ik gaan hele wat je havelen, ik Kelsey Doherty, kutjach. Ach, ik lee Unie, als je een haas kunt hul. Celtic, Johnny, Hibs en Johnny.
Arnally, a shows, maar je daar maak je een goal, dat is goed Alec.
Je nu een winkel, agus skipper Elena Sadiku, edash, de vaat, agus as een jury Jack dat gaan, Hibs het heen, Jack blach heen hier is voor je met Chilas en magas aan het darne die een goed kutal, agus Celtic Nation. Maar voor Agnew, voor de Nijak, ik reed je dat. Weet je dat? Je gaat je nog niet heel goed in je nood, zo goed in je rasje de vaat. Nijak en is Navial, ergens daar en die in de goed getal, maar voor Agnew. Gaat ze zijn nu in, gaat ze kiezen nog in je lager gezien als ze daar skippen. Trouw dat je goed maar eens aancheck Celtic. Krijgen de bal door check het de meer paadje. Adams gaat een dash. G-check is de volkste Makeloni zeker vast de goal. Wat tegen bouwen je veel wat bal er was get. Docherty ik vast uit. Skippy in het al voor gewoon. And Rachel, you'd like to be a fly on the wall in those dressing rooms at half-time to hear what both respective coaches had to say to their players.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can hazard a guess as to what Grant Scott would have been saying. I think I mentioned it down there. Yeah, he'll just be wanting more quality in the final third when they do get the opportunity to put the ball into the box or get a shot away. But certainly from Elena Sadiku, I would love to know what she's saying because she is an animated character on that touchline.
Yeah, and they do have that important qualifier in midweek as well, which will be weighing heavily on our mind as the second half progresses, you imagine.
Yeah, I think as players, you're always trying to focus on the next game, the one in hand. But yeah, it's hard to look past the fact that you've got Champions League midweek as well. It's a huge occasion for the club and for the players as well. So yeah, as much as they'll say that they're focusing on this game first and foremost, one eye must be wondering.
Well, Femi at gas in the hook al. Agus bí Sidíku fadachcin go bhfuil fiúine nach le gileorí dhéanú san an náte chumal as a skipa sin na chluchas cúp san na Lithuania Jacétan is a tían. Sinna gearan i bheiche mí na skipa nu op réin sa géim bhíidir go vinnig go cóntal bheith fadachcin gorá mar a thuúirte héin fiúin nach den nach gé lá. Sa sinna go dúlan mar chuine na chluchatan. Ceamichin idir bhí caran fascit ar a dá skipa seo a désan bhíidir. Wel cynnioni fan ei lama iedig yn teisyn yn twyl a gêm i Gallagher y pwynig i gêm agos y lig. Agos y sio, Macaloni fiach yn ddysgu hyd hawl o chrwch ystochrys yn Hibs, Abby Ferguson. Dolch yn y lein i Garag ystig y snoc agos y nyrpich yn tarsig. Far y lein agos y falaf. Caitlin Hayes e the lein Abby Ferguson is mwyn greu the hyd hawl lein ysyn. Great bit of skill there from Abby Ferguson, Rachel, and what about this for a saving header from Caitlin Hayes on the goal line.
That is an incredible bit of defending there by Caitlin Hayes. We always see the threat that she has in the opposite box, scoring goals for her team, but she's done her job there and she's done it very, very well, because if not, Celtic could have been 1-0 down there.
Sibs, Tasha le Braxa dar le, agus Macaloni the faca le lot. It's a Hibs the Vinny Kadash. Hunter the for the Huas, agus Chile Adash got Ferguson drops it, so echt Kelly Calcias, Ashworth Clifford. Boy Yannick Sue me getting Hannick for a click at the Celtic, but Hibs have really started this second half with a bang, Rachel.
Yeah, it's really positive play. They've came out the trap sharp in the second half, and they almost caught Celtic sleeping. If it wasn't to be for Caitlin Hayes, it was an incredible bit of skill by Abby Ferguson just to cut in on that left foot and get a good shot away. But as you see, Hibs are in the ascendancy at the moment.
Celtic had the puchtige dash down gaan die heen. Carsten se vier de shinarige. Je gaan de fijne vallen van Chiara Grant, Stacey Papadopoulos as a rater. Notley. Adams. Sue Farasal, ga hokal mache de vaul ach shoch of ask. Sahanik Abby Ferguson in the Kia tow line, and Rachel, for a former Celtic player, this would have meant a lot for Abby Ferguson.
Yeah, she would have absolutely loved to see that one hit the back of the net. She's that type of character that just wants to get shots away and get goals for her team. But yeah, as you say, it was a great bit of skill. She's chopped inside onto that left foot and gets a really good shot away, but I can't get over the defending by Caitlin Hayes. She's read the situation absolutely perfectly and manages to dig her team out of a hole there.
Strichje Shiniano Caitlin Hayes. I can know I can trapse at your cool. Can come all as a game. So let's make a burning with the weekend and the big Hibs the goal. It has your hat the Viadi the Shin. Just for the Celtic. Die is tot Gidach go Hayes. Dus maar hoe verder ging ik voeten in het hele week jaar zo'n game zeg ja we goed doen we hier zijn geest Hibs fast aan de mission maar een game het leert. Skipper dat genootly Pierre Ferguson. Carsten Scarjvuipe Lash genootly. Lindsay Taylor. Goed mag got Papadopoulos. Dat die is gaan jullie bal woepjes tegen de box maken jaar. Ashworth Clifford down. Je had hier naar Sacha Suez in de vaart. Notley, via de Ferguson nog getraaid die is Chloe Craig. Like hier Kelsey Doherty in de mag. Agus meer de Peter die bal nog goed gedasje. Ashworth Clifford dat die is show voor de wele tagke die met de waai zich hier le. Hayes, tune de valke skippel te Tegan Bowie. Passes tegen een vien. Shachat Ross, agus via de Gallagher getraaid. Siobhan Hunter is in so. Hippie Meraki en hippie voor de 12 jaar te Erin Klachersach. Jackley skippelige ik gaan hou. Carstens gaan maar pel in die vouwels en Celtic en is chasen. Ja, en die zien het asje hibs. Game het al wat gaan count. Paul te maken die gaan hou. Again, Rachel, just that almost fatal misunderstanding at the back, and Erin Clachers again tidies up.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a miscommunication there. I think you can see Siobhan Hunter urging Erin Clachers to come and get it, and they're just not quite on the same wavelength, but they've managed to get away with one again.
Is weer gemaakt hameltje en de middag machine gera we games it. Enkele game aan haar die het tool Karsten. Ja, we squat lagain de 3-point get a shot Smith. Kars wie Koenig took a Paulus thuis die is. Jackley het in mag is te krijgen met de val Agnew vegen de straal in de broodje. Again, this is good keeping, Rachel, coming off the line early and Murphy Agnew trying to get touch on with her toe.
Yeah, Erin Clachers is doing really well at reading the situations. She knows when to come and collect and maybe hang back a little bit. So for me, so far, she's grown in confidence as the game goes on. You can see that Jen Smith's just wanting a half yard to be able to deliver a ball, and she's expecting her strikers to get across the front of the defenders.
Nog Celtic. Ik wil skipper kan een big aan de gaas shock of iemand hier te lijn. Ja, en die took a large guy. Was Siobhan Hunter de fine soe get Carstens fine check at the Notley. I guess putting hier nerve maar jede gemal she is. Well, again, Rachel, Celtic now having a good spell and Carstens going through. This was a difficult chance. She just couldn't keep the final shot down on target.
And to be fair to Hibs, I think Siobhan Hunter's done really well there just to nick a touch, because if she didn't, I think Murphy Agnew was clean through on goal. So although it's probably misfooted Ellis Notley, it's probably done the back line a favour in terms of giving them a moment to try and get across and close down Carstens. But certainly Celtic are starting to go through the gears a little bit and find their passes.
Hey, ze ploegt parach zoals van een goal. Koetje vaak is in per, dan het je goal getagen. Die is Jenny Smith. Hij bouwde gutje daar, Shane Gallagher. Via de teich. He's de cool lugach en je ziet de bouwen van Jenny Smith de Kiri. Caramela Sue Lord Jadasha de Savalige Vashin vo Caitlin Hayes vo Abby Ferguson le Caskhali up a toll of a Gashinach count Caitlin Hayes as a rat. This would be the guy who gets to be nabi Hayes the Gerabig games that. Maar hij je met de game hele gerab ik gaan hele Hishan Haas dag Ferguson tuned maar voet besje Bio Macaroni Kausley en came Adams this of Oaks the ball Chinichke I guess the cool Tegan Bow not again there bijna vallen wat je doch Kelsey Doherty I guess that out I find you voet for smack again Rachel a really good sweeping move from Hibs and Tegan Bowie getting the shot on target but Kelsey Doherty matching it.
Yeah, it's a lovely move from Hibs. It's came from a throw-in in their own defensive third, and they've managed to work it all the way up to the other end, and it's a great delivery across from Michaela McAloney and Tegan Bowie. She's unlucky not to get it either side of the goalkeeper. I think the only criticism I have is that she's hit it straight at her. But it's warning signs for Celtic in the back there.
Fadachkin gewil a game, first clug machen is. Fadachkin stoch nach a hier tool, fat the fall of Ashworth Clifford. Ball tarsing, I sit you goal. Oh, Shechat at the first. Kofash get a here to Natalie Ross on the police shoot. This went agonisingly, drifted agonised. It took forever to come down, but unfortunately from Natalie Ross's point of view, the wrong side. But you could see what she's trying to do, just guide it into the back post.
Yeah, she's backpedaling and she's trying to get the power on it just to guide it back across the goal. And as you say, it's agonisingly close. And unfortunately, it's went the wrong side of the post. But this game has come to life in the second half. It's starting to look a bit more end-to-end, which I'm sure both teams will not really suit that style of play. But more so for Celtic, they'll want Hibs to start to come out at them and leave the gaps at the back.
Gemana started niet junish voor een roa. Gemana fachje lag zich hier het le. Carmen de via gaskippen traas de arme de. Hugging at Dolly Celtic I Duval. Ashworth Clifford. Yes, we can eisiau gael Saturday gysdiach, but could you get in fiach in the eye and ich is stocha. Notley, gael o rwy'n safol Jeddash go clachers had fi. Drichbal tron again. Papadopoulos, Shechat at Adams. Yes, Hula to Kujeliki Kelly Clark the shot. That's good Doherty. Signe Carstens, watch how glachig me in a pack. She knew that Celtic fiach in the Yano, fiach in the Hibs haalig gemaakt ze vaak al park room met de goal. Smith, Hayes, McCunny, Gallagher, Dogan Boxer, Gajarek Tarsing, Notley, Sarat. I guess Tegan Bowie je kind of follow wacht je de gevatte die Caitlin Hayes. Tarsing, go Ross. I guess I put in ye Graham Kumale Val naar de Gea Dashich Cara Grant en Isle Coram. Goed go Macaroni. Channa get a nood. I guess be daar manager is moeien net aardig in. I guess I'll be Ferguson Czech. Maar dat vorige ik heb ook gelukkig dat McCunny bij de Val Papadopoulos het close it. Zo is Nasace. Roy Craig. Hier gesteken Signe Carstens. Zo is Scott Pure. Jeszcze Hibs de Gutje Dash. Taylor. Nashko Grant. Die is Countess en Ferguson naar Crawat het Honsje Garre. Manager en is met een mikra. Ik kan close to the Vingy Celtic toch creatie en niet hier daar goed. Grant ga je vast pick en winnen in de dash. Carstens watch it close to the follow of Taylor I guess the notion with Duval the mark and Natalie Rossa took the so as a line fleet Ashworth Clifford the China de Moeie Kusha Ballast the Collach Gidach go clackers I guess the Kumal Graham again Celtic threatening down that left hand side Rachel but really good handling from Erin Clackers.
They are, yeah, and for me it's astonishing that Caitlin Hayes is the one that's on the goal line. She's the right centre back and as soon as the ball goes down that left hand side she is on her bike and trying to get in that box to attack the ball at the back post.
Amy Chile Gadash and Ishkita. Tegan Bowie Rui Gahimsi. I guess it's all Shachatara. She's a pass to be clicky Conliach. Caitlin Hayes notion to find a Dashik. Cara Grant, Gale Socher, Gal Pickant te gaan al. Dan de leden de wieg, Gluche Gaster. Grant, Asanoshay. It's a follow. Giljora Kib, Suez Kuchak. Met Maya Christie wie 5 gillige shot. Bal tra, Juvech. Hemig. Hele Clark weer daar geskippeld. Illy Adams to the cool. Christie, here clúcha den Chinas Ashkara. Macaroni. Agus Bowie in Union Ashkara. Stick Macaroni a tune the falla of Signa Carstens. Ferguson e Dave Howell a Puringi Hooker Shechat account. Chloe Craig. Ross. Ashford Clifford the Vimwe Chili Dash stick o Carstens. That are Chinas on Celtic. Signa Carstens vechen the tune the gemene path ke fine falla of Bowie. Smith. Chinastay Shechat the Maya Christie. Roinech Duval. We see Ashworth Clifford come out the shot to Hibs. The ball with Chinastay tra Stoker or maybe put that ball in a bit early. She could have taken on a bit further herself. She
did, yeah. You can see that she's just not quite got the confidence in a 1v1. She just wants to shift it and deliver. For me, as you say, it's too early on that occasion.
Tilde Carsons gaat het water de gele heen is Amy Gallagher is Shinsa. Cara Grante de Namachlische Val. Tegen die Ellie Adams geschiet alleen. Zou je fijn gaan wieltje kutje tegen bij je plisje gehouden. Je vechten die fijne stegen en Vox Adams. Kom maar Laura. Wil je de bal de ruie mag. En Neil, je prepas en je verzaan. Je goedje voor Ellie Adams. En je is verschil Carm te Hibs. Moet je daar een vruchtig zo is het eerst. En je is met Kelly Clark schissen wegje. Kira Grant to the east. De slie nog en een schijn. Daar laat zo is. Grant wil hij vechten die Arches achter de wel. Siobhan Hunter. Careful kunnen toch Caitlin Hayes aan de zee in Marshall. Grant. Gaan ze vast de goed Lau Navarez. Maar is haar chain ko Hunter a Puringi. Mer pechje eine Darakac. Die rasje de Valketa. Is gemig at Shinne Vinnik. Lindsay Taylor Shinne Ma Vinnik Vuja te me aan de paadje. Adams moet een show gal tra. Soering. Ach tjoh. Van de vaste Kelsey Doherty. Is aan de Dolko laat. Pick and triple je show ik. Kelsey Doherty. Die shot is Shinne Ma Kruger Gorum. Adams. Kimmer Gorstig Doherty heen en shin. Vaak niet van corner up. Kelsey Doherty seems to have a bit of a problem. It wasn't apparent. It looked a comfortable enough save.
Yeah, there's nothing to indicate that there was anything wrong there, but she's obviously feeling something. This is certainly the last thing that Celtic will want, especially with the week that they've got coming up with Champions League. But yeah, she just doesn't look comfortable at all, does she? But you can see that Celtic are starting to get their changes ready. So maybe this stoppage in play will come at the right time for them.
Trippeltje close at Meo then, maar Geroi de bekend trippeltje le coole doen. Maybe a wrist problem, having just weight coming down on top of it. Didn't look to be an awkward save at all.
I mean, she looks absolutely fine when she saves it, and then she looks up at her defender, and all of a sudden she's got a wince in her face. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one. Yeah.
Aardig in Chinas en Celtic, Kit Leferski en Chinead. Agus a Shinne tolle de Tilly Kumart. De Hibs het je goed, maar fiag nu het al je. Colette Kavanagh, Chinead Kuchuk. Chia de viag Hibs. De Healy Dash Celtic. Kelsey Doherty Dash. The Casson. Celtic for this game. The Dash got up. And that change, especially Kit Leferski coming on, that's another jet-heeled striker that the Hibs defence will need to be wary of for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, it is very much a like-for-like substitution, that one, where it's just pure pace going straight at the heart of that Hibs defence. They will need to be aware of it. They've dealt well with Murphy Agnew. It's just whether or not they can do the same with Kit Leferski.
Hibs vechen die ook kan wel in de paadje. Yes. Kogan het al Jenny Smith, had Jenna Ma. Kenig hokische kasvuie. Traas hier le. Misschien le doen we zeggen de Mamashi. Dus zat er de Hibs. Maar Christie tot je is duizend in een vaat. Kavanagh hier toe als je punt je voel je meer een paard kijkers. Sinds toch pikken de wat het hoosje Gallagher zijn oorsen. Die gaan de Leferski de fall af shot voor Leconard. Just to illustrate the point we were trying to make there, Rachel, but again, Erin Clackers read the danger, and she had to be at here just to make sure that Leferski didn't get beyond her.
She did. She had to get that absolutely spot on. Otherwise, she's probably looking at a red card for wiping out Kit Leferski. She does really well, and unfortunately, the ricochet takes it out for a goal kick.
Gal pikkend Hense, sin maratka goedje mag kuddage van een goal Hibsach at the fine aslische shot. Bach Kafak. Toch een hele jeken is een stuk aan een goedje Celtic en is chat. Toch viegendische toch er groei viegendische deel als zo een. Clark, so it's Leferski. Was het de val van Siobhan Hunter de eerste wat het hansje Jenny Smith. As ficht minutes to goal, Hibs sheer gloos at Nasashka is hanga twingas again so we got took al vorga kini he des and a guy had to got fuse influing for Celtic. Signe Carson Steko Hayes a sheer gloos at Nasashka soos maar a game met Leather gewone geli goedje kanoe kamen. Ashford Clifford Garrigus stay Tarsin en paad get voor na geli goeie verkug. Hayes de schulting to Jenny Smith. Verder wil ik hier je geisjes in een stuk en wie en Kutcher Kadashko Ashford Clifford. Chloe Craig heen een kielig zoals Eli Clee. Interesting, Rachel, since Kavanagh came on, Caitlin Hayes has pretty much decided that she's going to push on and try to play at the back, in midfield and up front.
She has, yeah. She looks like she's got the freedom. You're used to seeing the number 10 doing that role, but for Celtic it seems to be their right centre half that's doing it. But that does leave spaces to exploit, like is happening right now.
That shot, Macoloni vliegen de Praag halen, de schön, took al Paul Machen en vaste goal. Is hoe Adams geleerd, dat den Chloe Craig Kutcher geleerd zo'n kudje. Kavanagh. Hayes soos Elena Rish, Paul Carantulig, Hunter Kumalsule, dat is Gala Ruin Saveltje. Hier in Impia Celtic en is die hier tuil zo een, de first keer is wel eens de noodlijke skipplige gevallen het tegen Bowie. Geen dash voor Hunter. Is tu goedje voor Hibs had gefasst maar gehele mag van een goal. Ferguson is Tala Suvdip. It's very impressive, Rachel, just the way Hibs are playing the ball out from a tight situation and building it up to a point where they get the free kick.
I feel that that's something that we have improved on this season. The ability to just secure possession when we win it back, just make a couple of passes just to shift it, get out with the press, and then we can really start to play. And you can see it in flashes in this game where when they have kept it, they're causing Celtic some problems and they are shifting the ball into good areas. It's just about what we can then do with that once we get into those areas. But certainly from a Hibs perspective, I think Grant Scott will be extremely happy with how the game's panning out so far.
Zat de zuur begosning die wel puchtig voor Ashford Clifford. Oracle Fudge en een ruig pikken en een klichtje dan Celtic. Kira Grant die is veerder klichtje dan more van een goal in de stij. Hunter is notly Ulle veer, maar ha Illy Adams Ulle komen zich signeer. Zeker Kudich Arsene McAloney, agus nósin na bhéchan de chluichiad cúla go leine. Ashworth Clifford, máchal gur a chluichiad a dé cúla gyda. Papadopoulos, the line she gishin, ba Lena Sadiku, het was a pech. Du val of Falking, but a bowl the line she all the Plishchik Chloe Craig. Carstens. Chown me and the path because after the school gemacht is van de Chloe Kavanagh. I was due MC though McAloney Orische. Vaak al a lot. Je should bash if you click it, con like a kibs. Kavanagh has the lot. And seems to be motion through McAloney with Gallagher. It's getting a bit fiery again, Rachel.
I mean, we haven't had to mention the referee at all so far in this game, but it baffles me how he's not managed to give that handball. Just a moment ago, you can see the whole Celtic dugout is furious with it. I mean, that one there, it's just late. It's always going to be a free kick. But yeah, that one there, I don't know how he's not seen it. Everybody else in the stand has, but...
Clyde Kavanagh has the lot of fine court. In Fatavo Haniki Farnapengi. McAloney is just toch tuned by na her from the shin. Big demand for tape in this game tonight, Rachel.
Yeah, the ankles are taking a hit. Again, Colette Kavanagh, she's not one to lie down to things. It's normally her putting in the tackles, not being on the receiving end of them. So, yeah, it looks like she's going to be able to play on again. We're just rolling the tape round the boot again. Anything to do to get her back on her feet and getting back on the park for Celtic.
No, hier als je de kassen, die met je schusser, dat is een schöne jaren naar deze game schachat. Die toelig gekoos het gesuursnel sigierigi. Dan is gejili daar shit geta. Agus ik gaan hou suuf dit we zijn de Celtic van de Duval. Lucy Ashworth Clifford, Gamis, well, Caitlin Hayes. Gezondigje daar ik het jou verder ging. Toch liggen dan een kroeg, ze proefdig ze taringen de gele. Ashworth Clifford tarsing en dus had Blishje gedacht go Carstens. I guess look at that kibse go waar. I guess weet je de gestarted Junke de door de look at that William and count. I guess Savinach fine court. I guess can you cover Matilda Carstens around. Ja, geen uit bij de vallen. We gaan ik chiedig dash voor klaar de huting. Yes. Ellie Adams around who took the full brunt of that, did Ellie Adams?
She's took that one like a champ, hasn't she? It's a sore one. I think everybody's seen the impact that it had. She's obviously trying to get out to clear after the poor clearance that she had in the first place. So she's trying to make amends, and she's stood up tall to that one and been brave. It's frustrating from a Celtic point of view when you've got the ball in the box and you're on the ascendancy, but safety comes first, I'm afraid.
And the sensible thing would appear to be when you get a facial knock like that would be to make a change. And you've got the likes of Kathleen McGovern itching to get on for the remaining, 15 minutes?
Yeah, they do. I mean, Ailey's put in an absolute power of work, and she'll certainly not want to come off. That's a fact. But as you say, Grant does have that option on the bench to turn to Kathleen McGovern, who's got goals in her as well, but also that physical presence up front. So the options are there, and I think that's something maybe Hibs have lacked in the past, that strength and depth within the squad to be able to change it without changing too much on the park at all. So yeah, you can see them deep in conversation there about what comes next.
Scott has the mail to skip a coach who've games a yano shot. Ellie Adams na see as a hoolings and they're a fine back machine man counts man out and get a ruin saveltje quick to the jet. Gay the dash of the casting. As you know, it's Lee and now the two in the path get Coloch, Maravarich, the Gran Achille is on a goal yet. Let's go full of a Tolichik Ilyorstoch Gajili that shit. Nice game met een goede dashgetal. Is Ailey Adams to that shade. Show you vraag of a nine. Caitlin Hayes, I guess Hayes of these. Stu Vowler shot, Kulu Lena, Abby Ferguson, Lurin Yeno, bijna vallen we erop. Station dat je Michael Chloe Craig. I guess Howley Kuski en Valgi. I guess had het bijna vallen af. Gesaveltje gegeerd voor Celtic. But again, Abby Ferguson threatening on that right-hand side and should probably have taken that on a bit earlier.
Yeah, I thought she was going to hit it first time as soon as she ran onto it. I don't know if she felt it just maybe drifted a little bit wide. She had the confidence to cut back in on her left, but again, you've either got to hit it or you've got to lay in a teammate. And unfortunately, she's seen it ricochet off the back of the Celtic defender.
Ciara Grant. Kuurmach, fachelig, leis je val doen, There's McAloney, so is Adams. Tuchtum Kafavarach is on Kelly Clark. Signe Carstens, vegen die ein, Suas Elena, go Ashworth Clifford. Chadish, Papadopoulos, Jinama, Doonigadoris, Coolara. Coloni, tegen die Adams voor de stegen, die is Kelly Clark is in. Ik heb een stuk minutje te doen, ja, we zeggen dat ik bijna goeie te doen, waar aan Salju, nu waar Adams tegen de fijne lasje de kassen. He's Ik heb die Liat een paar keer gelegd, die is de wel. Gaan doen, jij. Geen meer Chili gedaasjes, tansje die is ja. Dochert die de mag, vegen de golle saanse voetjag. Schachatorische, go Hayes. Leferski, en je is het moer in de wel wachten, wanneer je dat kan met je pas, gloedje station, droog vaste wou. Celtic het Hayes Perch go either like puchtig zoals gaan er nooit. Heel beginnen gelag Kreegis Clark daar al met je goed. Leferski, is Hunter aan de race, die is Leferski. Wordt je Michael ook jarige daasje gel is not lesion. Maar Carsten se veer die grokken is die. Jullie kon dat pullen gevallen haast. Dat is die is Klakkers het je mag. Is weet je dat is je game. Kom maar dat als misschien kan wel Karst kutter zich lukken dat ik heen. Dat was raar hoor. Smith, Celtic aan de leelijn. Dat de vijfendische Teul. Hasho ein. Is zo verder een keer wil. Mijn Teul als je een keer weer kutter mag je prikko geven. Is Grant talig zuur de pillen. She's been pivotal to Hibs in that midfield tonight. What an acquisition she's been, Ciara Grant.
She's been an incredible signing. It's one that we probably didn't expect to get coming from the city rivals, but certainly a player that we've been screaming out for a couple of years now. She just controls that midfield area and she's just so calm and composed on the ball. I think she's put in a power of work tonight and really held it together in there. So yeah, credit to Ciara Grant and credit to the backroom staff being able to bring her in.
And here's another player you know well, and you wouldn't want her to come back and hurt your team tonight.
No, we certainly wouldn't. Yeah, know Shannon really well. She's probably been unfortunate that she's probably not had as much game time as she would have liked signing for Celtic. So she'll certainly be looking to come on it and make a statement and put her name in the hat for going away midweek and claiming a position in the team.
Triple Jilla shot like Maya Christie. It's me and a halantje. Chanach is the fan. Anna makes the game. probably suits Hibs this, just to break the rhythm of the game, because Celtic were in the ascendancy.
Yeah, Celtic were starting to ramp it up a little bit, weren't they? They were getting in behind the Hibs back line and sustaining a little bit of pressure. So this just gives all the Hibs players a little bit of a breather. But certainly for Celtic, they'll want to get the ball moving as quickly as they can.
Dus Karim Green kan naar vader gaan. Maar jij moet je dan niet nog gelaat in het doelting. Man trouwens, het wordt een trouwens echt geen idee zitten. Nee, Spartans, schiet of je nek keer doet een Fisker. Hunter, Tegan Bowie. McAloney. Signe Carsons. Jiggen Perikin has the fat. Kavanagh, who the Village in the lash. And is me in the pathke. Craig, Knight Catcherville, Ashworth Clifford. Dal na strídiche go Shannon McGregor. Fine here two a gaiche. Hayes, Smith, McCunney, Shin Farlatol, Lefersky, Reich Bishop, the East Jags half, Fosklu shot, the kit Lefersky, Gagarash, Hayes, Agasava, Liver Clackers, Agus Heke, the ball, Hummel, stay Kuchuk. Again, Celtic threatening Lefersky's pace, creating this chance for Hayes, and again, good handling and a good reaction from Erin Clackers.
Yeah, Celtic are starting to find the gaps in that back line now, just down the channels for Kit Lefersky's pace, just to exploit a little bit. You can see Caitlin Hayes, she does everything, but Hibs' bodies are around the ball and makes it very difficult for her to get a clean contact.
Ashworth Clifford, Dolkolari, Duval. Agus notion of Shisa Sarat of Kira Grant. Each of the Tullish Kilor, the Killish game, Kumalatol. Shia minute number soon to go in Avashuk at Akalagus, Araki and a Chian, a son Hibs. The Kitana Faski, the Joel was like Shannon Leishman, Dollahined. My Christie, Dollahin, yeah. A like for like change, Rachel. Just if you can't win it, it's important to hang on to the point that you've got.
Yeah, I think Grant's probably looking at the fact that Maya's went down, maybe feeling a touch of cramp or something in her calves. So it's just to bring on fresh legs, because the players are putting a power of work, so it'll just be looking for much and such the same from Shannon Leishman.
And if they come away from here tonight with a point, it will be an important point for them, because last season they couldn't manage that against Celtic, and it will add to the confidence they've had early on in the season.
It certainly would, yeah. They've had a phenomenal start to the season, taking maximum points. Knew this was going to be a challenge tonight, and certainly a step up in terms of the calibre of player that they're coming up against, with being the reigning champions. But I think they've equipped themselves really well. It's just whether or not they can see out the last 5-6 minutes or so and get up the road with a well-earned point.
Hij zei in Golaatjes, de Griekse Celtic en de game can come out the dal gaan een niet magidek. Grant, ja, just a big grand finish. Agus merach vo Hayes, his game agi Genesuus de Hanjo bij Tegan Bowie in de stay in de duel. Shannon Leishman, hier tellen ik een jaartje van een Pengi. Gain of Ash. Die in bouw just the Ash go Lindsay Taylor. Staat go the bouw echt Kuchuk. Is Kavanagh via the end of Ash go Ashworth Clifford. Agus vinna chat the coin to son Lefersky. Look at this low Canoe. Shannon McGregor via the fine Suez the Shin Kuchuk cool sa Lucy Ashworth Clifford. Kuchuk bouw stay call of the dish. Va Ash get there and Clackers. Neat play from Lefersky feeding in Ashworth Clifford, but again the cross was too close to Clackers.
It was, yeah, and it's nice play down that left-hand side. You can see they've just got one thing in their mind, and it's just whip the ball across. It maybe takes a slight defection there, which allows Erin Clackers to come out and gather, but the pressure's starting to ramp up now in these dying stages.
Minute in the Varach can you the game. Agus Amy Gallagher and she pick and room again against the Vox. Nurin Gishi Jeffrey and Odi, Chegas 2 in the pro kick. Siobhan Hunter and College direction. Shechate Van Tarsing again. Agus Shaw Gora is on Caitlin Hayes, Kelly Clark, is Chloe Craig, Puchtig Suez, the minute in Fagedic. Signe Carstens, Asanosha and Yeduval. Chulitnia Krog at the line. Shechata the Chulitnia Kata, Aplishik Olaferski. Yes, an Ocean, Kavanagh, Yechen the Shadara, playing a follow. Ferguson and Chinema. Jenny Smith, Tarsing, the path, Gerdy Ishko. Ashworth Clifford, the ball, Art, vote, Taval in the path, Yechadi Ish, Charo Ashk. You're there in Clackers. Check the Shane Duval, Fuchs on Hibs. Shia Minachin, the Gunya Varach Gaviaki. Yes, a Luftaichi Duval, Falach Gilhibs, the Kos, Ganunya. Think of the Gasan of this Hibs and Chiniano. Fiction could be Shia Minachin of Varach, I can actually game. Machine, Utich, Carnaga, Viak, and Yasho Hast. Galoni Sonosheng, Gavraki for Carstens. Tolichtje game, Humalek, Helmchen, and Gazelina Sidiku, Jach Koitragal. Nimish Hieta Fing gets a league like Alas, Nasluna. Yarich is growing his minute now. Daka. Papadopoulos, Toliche, Chicken Hosk, Napad, Eiche Bugashos, and Grand Scott Nafanga, Falla Fuse Le Ping, Vidiga, Ramikra, Tokal, Borg, and a skip Akison. Ferguson. Hannik Hofashk, two line to Hibs, Trasa Darley, Shundag, Fiachan the room, Yenny in the dish. He has to tell the show Abby Ferguson, say notion in the Lika. She's been really bright for Hibs tonight.
She has, yeah, she's a tricky little player. She loves to dribble with the ball at her feet and entice players in to make the challenge on her because she just nicks it. So she loves that. Sometimes we're on at her to release the ball a little bit earlier, but you're never going to take that away when you've got a player like that just wants to drive at people and take them on 1v1.
I think Siobhan Hunter fancies this.
I've seen her score them from there, but I've also seen her miss a few, so we'll see how this one plays out.
Oana mag ze game, Kurson nach Iache toe. En is veel meer bal als je voedig Conley. Hunter. Oh, I guess you're at the Vancha Tarsing, who that Sue Kuchuk. Took a deflection on the way in, but for that, might have been on target.
Yeah, it wasn't far away at all. You can see everybody's gasping at that one. As you say, it's taken a deflection. It was a big wall to try and get it over and back down again, but they've stood firm.
Shia Minachin, Tagunya Varach, Shia Nadava, Dream, Kira Grant, Kuchuk, Gavishisha, and Tolgal, the Boshan Vanaduv, how Hibs, Stoch, Farach, and Kafuti Gassen, the Lana Machain. Ze game geleeg na 3 punten. Grant, Tarsing, Hunter, Fiach in die Europijn vallen Kavanagh. Agus va pikken te haringen daar, agus va akkoord dat reach de vier like Celtic. Kumalatol. I could understand Celtic being annoyed with that one because they had a break on and the referee pulls it back.
I tell you what, from a Hibs point of view, she'll be happy with that yellow card because Celtic were on the ascendancy there and they had players on their bikes.
Haast had het al, Leishman, Jenna McIntyre now, Shannon McGregor, Cheryl Carriage, agus I give the gileor again of a Cawn Howell is on Sur de Pine. Agus Jerry get a Chashvuya is on Siobhan Hunter. Whatever happens in these last few minutes, Rachel, has been a really good away performance from Hibs tonight. So much encouragement. There's not been a failure throughout the side.
No, and for me, that's the most positive thing. The fact that they're all working just as hard as each other and they're in it together. You can see the change in mentality. I think in times in the past where we've maybe rocked up to what you class as the top three sides and you maybe roll over to them a few times. Certainly not tonight. I think everybody's been bang at it. You're used to Celtic dominating play and dominating matches, and they've not been allowed that opportunity tonight. I think Hibs have matched them in every aspect of the match.
Agus cúteach na chais at the ball, chulutni dash it, cool rules and keen nach ruin, first Celtic Amy Gallagher a fiach in the route in the cruig, a gebal Kelama. And with a few minutes left, Rachel, tough choice tonight, I think, but who's going to be a player of the game?
It is very tough for me tonight. I think it's hard to pick out just one Hibs player, but certainly for me, Erin Clackers, I think she's been there when called upon. I think she's dealt extremely well with the amount of crosses and good quality crosses that have came into the box. I think you can raise your hat to the defenders in front of her as well. Everybody from top to bottom has put in an absolute power of work, and it shows with the rewards that they're getting from the game. You can see that they're coming away potentially if they can hang on for the last few minutes, but with a well-earned point away from home.
And a great way for Grant Scott to mark his 100th game in charge if that's the end result.
It is, yeah, and I think if they went on to win it, I don't think anyone could really begrudge Hibs as well.
A shot the fiach in the shin again, Tegan Bowie, Dolchan line, and Luring Yaragadash, Stirring. Adol Gidach. Good Kelsey Docherty. Ashworth Clifford, Jew Val Suez, good Caitlin Hayes. And your shot Shachatast, Lefersky, Hayes, Jenny Smith, and Devamuyi. Magedig Owl like a Fashkin. Muringi, Bowline, Parsing, Shannon Leishman, Asarat, Femi Bosch and Yahavel, like hey, Gianushin, Kavanagh, Agus Art, Shechat, Agus Amach, Agus. Yes, assumed dat ze wel Erin Clackers er nog geen meer wie sorry je Yes, het groom shin met de Klet Kavanagh Giri. Da Vinach, Yenashia Edaka. Ashworth Clifford. Rash. Kelly Clark skip up. En je hebt de goal naar Stevie Genashin. Hayes, Shechatarish. He was high the Humal estate, Caitlin Hayes. Muringi, pass sign, well, Yechi Hain and nerves. Kira Grantish and a fear. Savatar, Ashworth Clifford, down to Chimikalun. Look at that. Gee, Shagus. Ball tossing a Buxavik. Agus Haratunushin. Burin Ikaunine in the Valach. Ashworth Clifford. Falava Grant. Here's Michaeloni. Here's Val Loopige Falava match of the Loopige Shech. A Hibs Minach Falab. We're playing Falab and now Celtic. You get Gichtel, Edesa and Celtic. Pashke the Heat Fingenach Edesa. Ili got a Falab. He's talking Caramella Hibs. Blistje Caramella in the pathke. Signe Carstens, I guess, Tegan Bowie's can you listen sluiter. He's had fine Chimical shot. Haast uit alle stegen vokse. Hij is Tuchtia Kafavarach is een Docherty. Jemes Kafakain. Caitlin Hayes. Giri Uvuil Suez Kakel Miller in de paard gaan kunnen doen willen wat hier gewoon kan Siobhan Hunter. Tuchtia Gallagher. Murin Yisha Smach gaan het. Ik ken een stich chicken idaka. Ashworth Clifford zei de bouw gauw. Yes, Caramella stocha Celtic Hayes. I can Jenny Smith, de Devamuyi, Lefersky, who is the Vokes the Kuchach. Bowlich and Tarsingen is, she's Cara Grant. Fugu is in, or Harry Pulakinik, the Jikia Kasavalchach, Machason. Bydde bosau, Gran Scott y grac el nhw'n yswys ach Ief Celtic bydde bosau na sio o gael sio o chwch am y gedig yn y gêm agos chwlyd yn y coed at Caitlin Hayes nwring dig Ashworth Clifford y baw ein cacawn sio by Gran Scott gyma gorsh mae tŵl as y sio Ashworth Clifford gamas ei ffost y chwn Hayes y sy'n ach sy'n a gêm y sy'n cacawn twyn glwch fyr is on Gran Scott corach y ciat of gêm ac ys cwn hybs agus Erin Clachers mar a chwlyd yn ila sy skip ac hybs sori yma bydde sy'ch dŵl is on Lena Sadiku li gael as y ciat ffwingen agus chan sy'n y jesach y fwy gi orysyn rhan y gêm ac ys y Champions League yna hechgen y sio ac ar drwy chniach ni ac yn tŵl Celtic yn ioni, hybs yn ioni